of the last steps before we tear it down to paint is to put this hot pink harness on it. That's what we need, for sure. These ones are super easy because they just can go around these roll cage bars right behind the seat, which are even at a decent elevation, and they can, you know, kind of move up and down on that. The side ones here, there's a little less options as to where to mount them. What I think I'm gonna do is actually just mount it right here, because even this arm moves up and down with the suspension. Like, there's just too many moving parts.
This is your last weekend to enter to win this ArcDroid CNC plasma robot with a plasma cutter. So head on over to grindhardyewww.com, and every $5 you spend on merch gets you an entry to win.
Hello.
This is Edwin and Ethan from Grindhard Plumbing Co.
Hey, hello.
You won the Ameribraid grinder.
No way.
Yeah way.
Yeah.
No way.
Hopefully you're someone who can use it. It sounds like you're pretty excited, so.
I very much am, yeah. I watch you guys' videos and I love them, and I'm like, oh, I wish I could do these things. I follow some like metalworking, high-end fabrication shops.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, I could never do that. And then I look at you guys and I'm like, I could do that.
Yeah, exactly. That's the goal.
And thank you for that. So cool.
Yeah, what are you gonna build first?
You know, actually, I'm currently working on a mini bike.
The Ameribraid grinder just makes everything better. Like, every piece you make out of metal,
Better.
you'll clean it up on the Ameribraid.
And so much faster, too.
Yep.
Yes. Wow.
So, yeah.
I'm totally blown away and in disbelief. Sweet. I will definitely have much use for this item. I'm 50 years old. This is the first thing I've ever won in my life.
That's awesome. It's always funny drawing up a thing like this in CAD and then cutting it out and like realizing how much smaller it looks in real life. Because on the computer you just have really no sense of scale. But it goes like that. And then this little bracket should fit rather decently. Kind of like that. A little bit of grinding on the welds to make it fit in flush so it goes up to that seat angle there. And then this will clip in like so. And it'll be pulling, you know, in a nice straight direction, more or less. Check and see if it's relatively close on the other side. And cut out another one. So I was just about to weld my bracket on and I realized it looks like a little teeny tiny boat. Kind of like this one, but smaller. So it's not fully welded in, but it's welded enough for now, since I'm gonna be disassembling and welding this whole thing later. And look at that. Clips right in. Pulls at a nice straight angle. Premium. 3 out of the 5 harness mount points done. Got the 4 main points of the harness done. Time to do the 5th point here. And I just ground off one of the, or cut off one of the threads off of these little eye bolts that came with it. And I was gonna weld it to right here. I'm gonna weld it like later when I take the seat out because it goes to the chassis there. So it's not worth trying to weld that in right now. But hey, the good news is a 4-point harness is still a very good harness. It's just in this particular instance, having the one to keep you from going whoop forward like that could be good because there's lots of stuff to run into there. Yeah, that should work. And I mean, I'm like the 3rd smallest person that's going to be in this. I'm also going to be the person that's in it the most. So this is going to be so nice having a harness. Can't like bounce around as much. It's going to be ultra premium. Well, now that the harness is basically finished, next up on the list of odds and ends to finish, I've got to mount a Rotopax gas can. I think I'm going to mount this right about here. It could go here as well, which does look kind of cool, but in terms of weight distribution, it's dumb. basically just cut out a hole in the middle of this that fits over this shape here, and then have this mounted on a little, you know, extension from here, such that this will close over it, and then clamp the Rotopax on there, which will also help keep the doors closed. It looks way more complicated than it is. It's really just a plate to mount this to. But because OCD, I put a bunch of extra holes in it for weight reduction and to make it look cooler. Time to throw on a flash drive and cut it out. Nice. The sticker is not exactly centered. The hole is, the sticker not so much. I mean, we just eyeballed it, so. Just work around the dog. Couldn't possibly ask him to move. I was getting ready to notch a piece of 1-inch tubing that was already just a scrap, but to notch it for holding on the Rotopax mount, and I went to the tubing notcher, and there was just this scrap clamped in there, which is essentially exactly the right length. What more could you ask for than that? On top of this being the Rotopax mount, it's also a body mount. Look at that. The back of this body used to flop all over the place, and now it does not! Ready for overlanding! Some skid plates. Already got the rock sliders and skid plates under the edges there. I just need one under the middle of it. So I'm gonna hoist it up to the ceiling with the winch and have a look at the bottom and take some measurements. We're just doing all sorts of CAD today. Computer-aided design, now some cardboard-aided design. Diamonds up so you don't see them, because clearly you're going to be looking at the bottom of it. No, actually the real reason to put the diamonds up is so that if you're trying to slide over something, it'll actually have a chance at sliding instead of just being, getting stuck on all these little diamonds. Little Ranger gas tanks, the gift that keeps on giving. Little, giant Ranger gas tank. conveniently, there's a bunch of bolt holes already on the bottom of this for, you know, when it was an ATV and had skid plates. So I can reuse a bunch of those. Got the center big portion of skid plate done out of aluminum. Now I'm working on the front piece, and I drew it up in CAD real quick. Time to see if it'll cut out. This piece has paint on it, so it might be a little weird. I might have to grind that off before it'll cut, but it's worth a try. Don't breathe that. Looks really cool. I added these little things on the side just because it doesn't need to be welded all the way across, and that'll help let dirt and water come out of it. So the little things, that's why I really like CAD. Is like, you know, if you're making it by hand, all of those little things would take a ton of extra time, but on the computer, and when you can cut it out with a robot, it takes like very, very little extra time. Let's see if it fits. I'd call that premium. I had these D-rings on the rear bumper, partly for aesthetics and partly as a place to hook like safety chains or whatever for a trailer. And I didn't like them because they clanked around a lot. I'm gonna replace those with this, which is just a big thick tab that'll be welded on there that will fit a shackle like this. So you could have the shackle on there if you wanted to, but you could also take them off for, you know, not having them rattle around. Can in fact cut 3/8 plate with the arc droid using a Harbor Freight plasma cutter. A little bit of science in the show each and every evening, to quote George Carlin. We'll need just a little bit of die grinding, but that's not bad. That one turned out not bad. Sometimes it's just really satisfying to do all the little things that you've been putting off, like the Rotopax mount and these sweet little hooks, and now a battery strap, because the battery's just kind of been flopping back here. It fits in that space extremely well, so I don't feel like I actually need to make a box for it. I just need a strap that holds it down, and I stole this strap from the jet ski that is going into the jet boat there, and it's got this little bolt-on hook on one end, which is kind of cool because then it doesn't go yeet when you unhook one end. I'm gonna use my new favorite tool. Well, not the arc droid, that's my favorite tool, but you know, that's been my favorite tool for a while. My new favorite cheap little tool is this little drill-powered nutsert tool, and I'm just gonna insert a M5 threaded, you know, riv nut in there, and then I can just drill a little hole on the chassis. I'll you know, show that later, but yeah, so that's the plan. Super simple. And super effective. Then I just have to make some sort of hook for the other end, and we'll be in business. So there's a lot of different ways to do riv nuts, but what I like about this one is the how easy it is to get it off after you're done. Instead of having to do it by hand, you just spin that right off. So my battery strap idea didn't work at all. And I should have known that. I was just being lazy. I've looked at it for a while and I've come up with a better plan. If this crossbar that I added in here to support the trailer hitch, if that wasn't there, I could put the battery down flat and it would sit on these diff and shock mount suspension mounts that are flat, and it would sit on them and then could just be strapped down. I was planning on bracing the sides of the bumper here kind of to where these hooks are, just because right now the edges of it, I mean, they're pretty sturdy because it's a solid bumper, but like if you hit here, it could bend because there's really nothing supporting it. Then I'll cut out this brace here. That should be just as strong, but take up less space, and it'll be a place for the battery to sit. It took vastly longer than anticipated and vastly longer than I wanted it to take, but I got the battery all solidly strapped down and sitting upright and looking premium. I decided to go with 2 straps because I couldn't really get 1 strap to work well in this situation, so, 2 straps is better than 1. You can see I cut out the square tube and then I put in a piece of angle iron down here at the bottom, so it goes under the battery and ties into the shock mounts and stuff there. And the battery sits perfectly on that and on top of these differential mounts here. It's a nice flat surface for it to sit on. Yeah, and it's just as strong, well, it's actually way stronger than before as far as the hitch is concerned, because we've got these, and that piece of angle at the bottom is beefier than the little square tube that I cut out. Yeah, it's always the little odds and ends that take forever. So that's done.
Next week, we'll be building a wheelie bar for the Dream Camper, so stick around. And this is the last weekend to enter the ArcDroid CNC Plasma Cutter giveaway, so head on over to grindhardywww.com. Every $5 spent on our website gets you an entry to win.